Welcome back to Health Watch with Steve and Chris.
Today we are talking about mobility, and we're helping people just like you discover if you are qualified for a power chair at little or no cost to you.
That's why we set up this special toll-free number to let you call in with no cost and, of course, no obligation. We just want to make it easy for you to find the freedom that you're entitled to. Just call 866-949-5733.
Now we're going to go to the phones to visit with an actual caregiver. Now, there are several kinds of caregivers out there. Some caregivers would be a spouse that has a loved one with special needs.
Sometimes the caregiver is a loving niece or nephew that cares for a loved one, but oftentimes we see the adult children in a caregiver role.
Now, I'm told that we have John.
Hello, John. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. So you're part of the sandwich generation. Explain the sandwich generation. What does that mean in your life?
Well, basically, I'm a 60-year-old man that has a mom that's 78 and a daughter that's 25 with a husband that's 30-something. And the sandwich generation, a lot of us, primarily from I think about 50 to 60 or so, we're in between trying to help our older parents and be a caregiver for them. And that's a financial situation. Then if we have kids that are coming up, like my daughter's getting ready to have a baby and her husband's a professional, but you know, when they're first married and coming up, there's needs that need to be taken care of there. So what we kind of get is sandwiched in between emotionally and financially. So that's, I think, why they call us the sandwich generation. So we have it on our hearts to help our parents if they have health care needs. And then we have it on our hearts to take care of our older kids. And so we just get sandwiched in between. So it's just a little more stress than some people may have.
So the sandwich generation is the generation that is sandwiched between the parents that may need assistance and then the kids that may need assistance.
And I probably might have mentioned this as well, but a female is probably the one that gets stuck more with the responsibilities, at least the caregiver side.
You know, I can relate to that, John. We get stuck with a lot of things. Now let's get serious again. Let's talk about your mother. How long has she had her power chair?
She's had a power chair for about 2 years.
Okay, and then what was life like before you made the call?
Well, before she got the power chair, it was difficult for her because she couldn't do everyday things like it was hard for her to cook for herself or dress for herself. She's always been a very independent woman and liked to control her own life the way she lived, and so she just couldn't get around the house very well. And working on walkers and canes and so forth were very difficult. And then she went from that kind of stuff to a regular wheelchair, or what they call a manual wheelchair. And the problem with that is once she started to lose some upper body strength, she just couldn't maneuver.
You know, we hear similar stories all the time. So what made you decide to call on your mom's behalf? Was there an incident?
Just got to the point where she was frustrated because her quality of life had diminished. She didn't have any serious falls or anything. She had some health issues, but nothing that critical. It was just a matter of quality of life. And so she felt like, I think it was going to make her a little depressed that she couldn't get around. So when I saw the fact that Medicare could pay for most of it, she was very happy about the idea of being more independent.
Well, so in the beginning, did your mom want a power chair?
What she really wanted was the freedom associated with it. That she can get up, she can get out of bed, she can go cook her own breakfast, it helps her do her everyday things that she needs to do for herself, get around her house. It's maneuverable within the house. They're designed to be inside the home, so you can go from room to room pretty easily. So, yeah, as soon as we talked about it, she thought it was a great idea.
Well, is she glad to have a power chair now?
Oh, yeah, she loves the idea. So she doesn't have to call me every day asking me to do everything as well. So that kind of takes a little stress off our family.
Thank you for sharing your story with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
If you'd like to discover if you are eligible to receive a power chair at little or no cost to you, call our special toll-free number.
We can help you determine if you are a loved one or qualified to receive a power chair at little or no cost to you. Just call 866-949-5733.
This is a great offer. Like I said before, since the call is free, you really have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Call now to see if you or your loved ones qualify.
And millions of people do qualify. So if you even think it's possible that we can help you, call to find out.
Just call 866-949-5733.
Make that call right now. And we'll be back in just a minute.
This is Health Watch with Steve and Chris.